Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something that, let's be real, so many of us deal with every single day, the constant pressure of diet culture. We're going to break down what it is, and more importantly, how you can start stepping away from it, like right now.
So let me just ask you something right off the bat. Do you ever feel like you're just stuck on a hamster wheel of food rules, restrictions, and then, the guilt that follows? If you're nodding your head right now, you are so not alone. It's a feeling millions of us share, and there's a really good reason for it.
Before you can break free from something, you kind of have to know what you're even up against, right? So let's put a name to it. What exactly is diet culture?
At its heart, diet culture is this whole system of beliefs that puts weight and body size on a pedestal, way above our actual health and well-being. It's this idea that's just everywhere, telling us that being smaller is always better, even if it messes with our mental and physical health. It's way less about feeling genuinely good and way more about following a bunch of outside rules.
And here's the really tricky part about it. It is so sneaky. Diet culture is just baked into our daily lives in ways we might not even notice. It's in the way we talk, what we see on social media, even the signs in the grocery store.
And the crazy part is how totally normal this stuff can sound. I mean, think about it. A diet plan that tells you to ignore your own hunger. A social media post that makes a juice cleanse look like the best thing ever. Or just casually calling a slice of cake sinful or bad. Sound familiar at all? Yep, that's diet culture talking.
And the list just goes on, right? Thinking about exercise as just a way to burn off what you ate instead of, for fun. Having a rule about not eating after a certain time. Or all those ads for teas that promise to detox you. All of these things send us the same message. Don't trust your body, trust these rules instead.
Okay, so why is it so incredibly hard to just walk away from all this? Well, that brings us to what I call the vicious diet cycle. Let's take a look at how this trap is designed to keep us stuck.
Okay, this diagram right here, it lays out the trap perfectly. It all starts with deciding to go on a diet, which of course means restriction. But our bodies are smart. When we restrict, we feel deprived, and that just cranks up our cravings. Sooner or later, we give in, and then what happens? Guilt. So much guilt. And that guilt just pushes us right back to the start, looking for the next diet, thinking, okay, this time it'll be different. And this is the part I really, really want you to hear. This cycle, it almost never leads to lasting change. It's not a personal failure. The system itself is built to fail. Gaining the weight back isn't a sign you did something wrong. It's actually the most predictable part of the whole thing.
So, seriously, if you've been stuck on this roller coaster, I need you to hear me on this. It is not your fault. It's a trap. And just realizing you're in it, that's the huge first step to getting out.
All right, so that was the problem, the heavy stuff. But now for the good part. Let's talk about how to actually get out of the trap. Here are 3 really powerful steps you can take to start breaking free. It really boils down to these 3 things. We're going to talk about reconnecting with your body's own signals, changing how you talk and think about food, and finally, giving yourself permission to just enjoy food again. And look, these are not more rules. Think of them as steps away from rules.
First up, reconnecting with your hunger. Diet culture has taught us to eat by the clock or a calorie app, basically ignoring what our body is telling us. So the first step is to just start listening again. It can be as simple as pausing before you eat and asking yourself, hey, am I actually hungry? And while you're eating, just check in. Am I starting to feel satisfied? It's not about getting it right every time. It's just about tuning back in.
Okay, number 2, neutralize your food language. A brownie isn't bad. A kale salad isn't good. It's all just food. When we strip away those moral labels, we strip away the guilt. Now, this can be tricky, especially with family. We've all been there, right? Someone says, oh, you're being so good for having the salad. You can have a simple reply ready. Just smile and say something like, it just looked delicious. See? Simple. You're not getting into a debate. You're just gently changing the subject. And last but not least, step 3, embracing food freedom. This is about giving yourself total, unconditional permission to eat foods you actually enjoy. Now, I know, that can sound absolutely terrifying. We're taught that if we do that, we'll just eat donuts forever. But something amazing happens. I remember when I first tried this, I definitely ate a lot of my old forbidden foods for a little while. But then, the novelty wore off. When no food is off limits, the intense cravings start to quiet down. You can finally just eat.
So what does this actually look like day to day? Let's make this super simple. here's a little checklist you can try out this week.
Here is your mission for this week, if you choose to accept it. First, just notice. Notice your body's hunger and fullness cues. No judgment, just notice. Second, neutralize. Try to catch yourself when you label a food as good or bad. And third, nourish. Eat something you genuinely love, just for the pure enjoyment of it. That's it. That's the starting line.
So I'm going to leave you with this one last question to think about. The entire diet industry is built on this idea that you can't be trusted around food. But what if that's just wrong? What could really change for you, your energy, your happiness, your mental space, if you decided to start trusting your body instead of the next diet? Something to think about. Thanks so much for being here.